And we back again.
You know what I'm saying? It's been a long
Myself and
journey,
Eyez.
but I'm still here. What's my name?
What's my motherfucking name?
Easy, Lord and easy, Lord and easy,
Lord, that's for the head.
and easy, Lord and easy, Lord and
Where you from?
I'm from NYC, NYC, and easy, Lord and easy,
Lord, that's for the head.
and easy, Lord and easy, Lord and
Where you from?
I'm from NYC.
All of my ancestors resurrect from the dead. Please don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. Lost a few relationships over some bread. Some things I might say may go over your head. You stuck at home bitching, I'm out here living, getting paid. The crib in Cali got the kitchen with the maid.
What's hoodie kin, folks? It's me again. The Me, Myself, and Eyez podcast, episode 6. 2020 part 2. The MLB activation. So jumping right back into it. Another man has been killed on camera at the hands of police in a city ran by ops to DJ. Now, we shall call this first victim MF Doom, not to be confused with the deceased rapper. Now, let's be clear. Let's be clear. I'm not implying anything here. I'm just stating facts. The majority of black folks killed by these cops, who then had their deaths plastered all over lamestream media. They were killed in cities that had a mayor that played for Team Blue, and in most cases had a blue governor who could make the National Guard stand down while riots occurred. Now, with images of MF Doom on repeat, of him calling for someone named Mama, America takes to the streets. Full details of MF Doom's consumption of fatal drugs prior to being arrested are withheld from the public by the media. As is the fact that when he screams out for Mama, he wasn't crying out for his mother, but rather his girlfriend who was saved in his phone as such. Americans of all ethnicities marched to show solidarity with black folks, This should have been a great moment in history. But something evil lurked behind the scenes, you see. MLB has a sibling, and they were both funded by the same daddy. Every time MLB took to the streets, their siblings would dress in all black to blend in. Once in a crowd, they were the ones assigned to burn down all of the small businesses. Now, Daddy and his friends made a lot of money by that business being rerouted to the monopolies like Amazon and Walmart and Lowe's, etc. Follow the money, Rakim, I say. Now, what would start a peaceful protest, or what would begin as a peaceful protest, started with young activists and having idealistic views, and it ended in Molotov cocktails being thrown by protesters and officers being assaulted. By the time all of the rioting was done, minority businesses would be the ones hit hardest. And by this point in the story, I'm all on Team Orange. I'm hating the masks. I'm hating the overall response by the ops. MLB ain't never been no kin of mine. Their internal mission statement, for God's sakes, sought to disrupt the nuclear family, but then claim to be for the people. And furthermore, it seems like they only pop up in election years. Like, what are they, political fundraisers or something? I also call them some of the biggest hypocrites on the planet, and this is where I have to take a stand on my own 2 feet, 10 toes down, take a quick time out, address a very sensitive topic, if you will. Yo, black folk, wake the fuck up, yo. Pardon my French, but this is getting ridiculous, yo. First off, shout out to the 20% of black males who voted for DJ in 2020. Only 6% of black women voted for him, but yeah, that was still 3 times more than what they did in 2016. So, kudos to y'all for that. We'll get back to those stats later. But those folks aside, you know what I'm saying, to the rest of y'all in a coma And folks are about to pull the plug on y'all. Like, we have been victims of systematic racism for years. And yes, things have greatly improved, especially within the system once you identify and call it out. Cancel culture is real. The problem is we are now looking like the hypocrites. How the heck are we going to parade through the streets declaring how much lives are worth when a cop kills us, then turn a blind eye when we do it to ourselves? It's even gotten so bad that we screamed and yelled when a cop recently shot a 16-year-old black woman when she was attempting to stab another young black woman in the neck. So what? The only black life that mattered was the one the cop killed? Is that because of the lawsuit money coming? That incident wasn't the cop's fault, by the way. The father of that young lady shot can be seen kicking one of the daughter's ops in the head as the cop got out of the car. He screamed, "The cop shot my baby," but it was his failure. You on some hood shit, yo. You can't stop two ladies from jumping your daughter, yo. You can't set the fade up. What type of jurisdiction is he actually holding? Like, his lack of leadership caused that cop to be called in the first place. Ironically, my people tried to justify the knife fight as being some regular hood shit. Meanwhile, in the same state, different city, a 13-year-old was killed by another 13-year-old after she was stabbed in a similar type of fight. This hypocrisy has to stop, yo. Or what'll happen is, not only will we lose all earned sympathy and reparations, but we will also become the poster children for racism. Imagine that. Black folks being the racist ones. Checkmate. Keep only taking questions from black reporters or only serving black folks at your Popeyes if you want to. You's a stupid motherfucker. Own your businesses. Own your homes. That Messiah complex dies today. Do for self. Love God, family, and country in that order. Now, 17 said 4 to 6% of the brainwashed will never wake up. Black folks, without illegal immigration, you only make up 15% of the population. I'd unfortunately say that even to this day, half of those 15% still hate DJ and believe anything that the Schmedia says. That means that at least 7.5% of the U.S. population can fall into that 6%. So potentially, only black folks can fall into that category of the comatose. Waking you up is my main purpose in all of this. Now, patriots, stop mentioning black on black crime as a clapback whenever a cop unnecessarily kills a black man, even if the joker is guilty. Although it's true we kill ourselves at a much higher rate than cops do. Stop turning a blind eye to the root causes of that behavior. What's the education like? What's the jobs like? What's the median household income like? Family is important, but family can only control what's within their homes. How come all of the crime sweeps takes place after grandma has sold out of her gentrified neighborhood? Why didn't the police clean up the streets before those all cash offers were knocking at her door? To not take these things into consideration is to imply that you think black folks are inherently violent. Also, don't think that I don't peep the racist element amongst you. Those of you who have been training and paintballing in the woods for a coming race war, and that was long before DJ came. You now have a convenient target for all of your hate with MLB around. They are the ones who, when they hear patriot, they think my country, meaning my country and nobody else's. So yeah, y'all, I see you. And your type of thinking needs to be eradicated too. And this is where episode 6 comes to an end. You see, there's a side of light and a side of darkness. Good and bad. Human versus cyborg, whatever. This is the day of separation. Make sure you know what side you're on. Be 10 toes down with it. Division is inevitable at this point. Light destroys darkness. They can't coexist. Ideally, though, especially when dealing with fellow countrymen people, even family, you offer your hand until the very last moment. You pray that they take your hand, but be prepared to let them go. With that being said, thanks for your time. It's the most valuable thing we have. Hit the like and subscribe button. Share if you may. Peace be unto you. I'm just me.